Right, absolutely. That is something that they should be exploiting. But considering that our very own state Karnataka too is ruled by the Congress, do we have any word coming in from the state government if they have received this diktat, and also what are the kind of measures being taken by the state government to put in that much more vigor into their campaign?
Well, if you look at it, there has been a lot of leaders being pulled up, especially leaders who matter regionally. If we could use the word regional satraps, that is what the Congress is relying on. The High Command is relying on these regional satraps to in fact deliver, especially in their areas. That is what they are looking at, and they want these regional satraps to in fact deliver. And if you look at it in the south, you have Kerala and Karnataka having Congress governments, and they've been having a lot of people have been saying that there is a possibility that these regional satraps can actually deliver for the Congress, and it is also to make sure that the factionalism that is there within the regional system also doesn't have its unwanted head. So it is an effort and a strategy by the High Command to ensure that factionalism is controlled, and also to ensure that these particular leaders in fact deliver on the seats, because it is highly crucial for the Congress to maintain a 3-digit mark within the Lok Sabha if it has to be a viable force. In fact, they have been concerned with the problem of anti-incumbency, and also they've been concerned with the fact that these elections could hit them with regards to the corruption issue. So if you look at it, it is in fact relying too much on its regional satraps, and giving diktats to them is to make sure that they ensure that the small problems of factionalisms and other things are in fact reined in, the leaders are put in order. Basically, it is an effort to put the house in order to ensure that Congress gets a maximum seats in a very difficult situation, Nishita.
But and also, Verghese, considering that the elections have already begun, and we're almost 4 phases have come to an end at the moment. This diktat that we're talking about probably came in a tad too late.
If you look at it, it could be, because if you look, some elections in Kerala was also over by then, and in Karnataka, the only one of those, Karnataka and Maharashtra will be going in for those polls, and already Vidarbha region of Maharashtra has finished with its polls. So the Congress is in power in these places also. Yes, it could be a tag little later, but if it could be also because there is a high sense of indiscipline that the High Command must be noticing within the party structures across the country, and it is probably an attempt to rein in that indiscipline, so that it doesn't affect their calculations, especially the electoral calculations on the ground. So they will be probably looking at that, Nishita.
Right. Thank you for joining us with all those details there, Verghese. Well, there we have it. The Congress issuing a diktat to its chief ministers. 11 chief ministers across the country have reportedly received this order from the Congress to ensure that maximum number of seats from their respective states are won in the ongoing elections. And well, moving on now, mega star Chiranjeevi will be coming into the state today. Chiranjeevi will be campaigning for Veerappa Moily in the Chikballapur Lok Sabha constituency. The mega star will be welcomed by MLC Govindaraju at the Kempegowda International Airport. The star campaigner for the Congress will hold rallies in Gauribidanur, Yelahanka, Chikballapura and Bagepalli. The regions in and around Chikballapura constituency are believed to have a sizable population who speak Telugu, and that's the reason probably Chiranjeevi, the mega star, the mega Tollywood star, has been roped in to campaign for Veerappa Moily, who is the candidate from Chikballapura constituency and is faced with the former Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy and Bachegowda of the BJP. Well, elections are around the corner and candidates are doing all they can to woo voters. While more often than not it is money, liquor, speeches and other freebies that are used to draw voters, here is a campaign with a difference. The SP candidate from Kolar, Muniswamy, has been on a public toilet cleaning spree in KGF in a bid to attract voters. Muniswamy had earlier hit headlines for polishing people's shoes as part of his campaign. The candidate has been visiting public toilets in Henry's Layout, Pandaram Lane, and has been scrubbing them using phenyl and bleaching powder. His campaign is aimed at telling the people that he is ready to serve them if elected to power. He even lambasted other parties, saying that they have not done anything to develop the deprived region. Well, in fact, a unique campaign that has been organized by the Samajwadi Party candidate from Kolar, Muniswamy, has been going to public toilets and cleaning them up as in a bid to attract voters. Well, with states going into polls one by one, the election momentum is gaining steam. Take a look as to how pre-poll activities are unfolding in Seemandhra and Telangana.
Seemandhra and Telangana are all set for a historic election this Lok Sabha polls. And with that, political parties are doing all they can to strengthen their credibility with the electorate. With the Lok Sabha polls impending, notes for votes practice has surfaced in both Seemandhra and Telangana. Political parties are bidding to purchase voters, luring them with money. Money is being transported in buses, cars, ambulances and whatnot. The election watchdog, which had keenly monitored the Parishad and local body elections in United Andhra Pradesh last year, had seized rupees 100 crore. The whopping sum is the money that was to be distributed for elections.
ఈ సంవత్సరం మనము కూడా కొద్దిగా గట్టిగా బందోబస్తు చేశాము. ఆల్మోస్ట్ 1800 చెక్ పోస్ట్ గానీ ఫ్లయింగ్ స్క్వాడ్స్ గానీ ఏర్పాటు చేశాము. కానీ ప్రజల నుంచి కూడా వచ్చిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మేరకు సూచనల మేరకు ఆల్మోస్ట్ 100 కోట్ల రూపాయలు ఇప్పటి వరకు సీజ్ చేయడం జరిగింది.
With the Lok Sabha polls fast approaching, the Election Commission is maintaining a strict vigil in both the states. Further, the election watchdog is also spreading awareness amongst youth to help them catch the lawbreakers. They have urged young voters not to fall for the decoy. Note for vote is not the only policy used by political parties. Large quantities of liquor is also being transported in many parts of the state. That apart, YSR Congress workers have also begun a lucky draw for people who vote for their party with the Wagoner as the prize. The police who learnt about this seized the car.
పలానా అభ్యర్థి నగ్గితే తర్వాత లక్కీ డ్రాప్ తీసి తర్వాత నగ్గిన తర్వాత మనం లక్కీ డ్రాప్ తీసి ఎవరైతే నెంబర్ వచ్చినా వాళ్ళ కారు బొమ్మ తీస్తామని ప్రసారం చేయడం వల్ల మేము వెళ్ళడం. అంటే వైఎస్ఆర్ మాకైతే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఏంటంటే వైఎస్ఆర్ సిపి వాళ్ళు ఇదంతా చేశారని ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మాకు వచ్చింది. ఆ విధంగా మేము వాళ్ళని తీసుకోవడం జరిగింది. దాంట్లో ఉన్న డ్రైవరు అతను వ్యక్తి కూడా ఇద్దరు కారులో ఉన్నారు. మేము ఎంక్వైరీ చేసి వాళ్ళని అరెస్ట్ చేసి రమ్మని పంపుతాం.
Political parties are resorting to unethical practices just to woo voters. But the Election Commission is hoping to crack down on this with the help of the youth. Hopefully, it works out well for them. Rahmat Kanchkar, News 9, Hyderabad.
Well, one of the most famous bus stands in Bengaluru is now left in a spot of bother. Courtesy the BBMP's greed for money. Watch how a huge hoarding is causing an even bigger menace to the people in the locality.
This is the Yashwantpur bus station in Bengaluru. It is one of the top and primary bus stations in the city. With over 1,000 buses plying every day and over 1 lakh people moving in and out, it is easily one of the most vital points in Yashwantpur. But the BBMP is now planning to create a chaotic scene at this place. Well, this is because of this large advertisement hoarding right at the entrance of the bus station, which is going to have an advertisement in the near future. And mind you, this advertisement hoarding is sure to cause a big problem to the commuters and the bus drivers alike. Residents allege that this hoarding is bound to give them a hard time figuring out the buses which are coming out of the station. Not just this, other motorists travelling in front of the bus stand will also be troubled with visibility issues due to the humongous hoarding.
ನಮಗೆ ಗಾಡಿ ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆಟ ಇದೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಇದು ಏನು ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅದು ತೆಗೆಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು.
The BBMP had tried to erect a hoarding in the same place a few years ago as well, but due to protests from the residents, they had called off their plan. But now, they have once again gone ahead with the idea of putting up this advertisement hoarding, knowing very well that it will cause inconvenience and also draw severe flack from the residents. Buses from Hebbal, Mattikere, Pina, Yalahanka and other localities come to this Yashwantpur bus station. And this hoarding right in the middle of the entrance is bound to cause some serious visibility issues. The BMTC bus drivers themselves claim they would face problems due to this.
ಇದು ಹಾಕೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಆಗಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂದ ಇದು ಬಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಎದುರಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಜಾಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದನ್ನು ತೆಗೆಸಿದ್ರು BBMP ಅವರು ಭಾರಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಬರೋದು ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ BBMP ಅವರು ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆ ವಹಿಸಿ ಬೋರ್ಡು ತೆಗ್ಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಮ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಬಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
Well, the BBMP is right on its part in seeking income. But is it right to do that at the cost of putting so many people to inconvenience and probable risk? Maltesh for News 9, Bengaluru.
Well, Australian officials leading the search for a missing Malaysian Airlines plane in the southern Indian Ocean are weighing when to deploy an underwater robot to aid in the hunt, now in its 6th fruitless week. Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 disappeared soon after taking off on the 8th of March from Kuala Lumpur bound for Beijing, with 227 passengers and 12 crew members on board, triggering a multinational search that is now focused on the Indian Ocean. Searchers are confident they know the approximate position of wreckage of the Boeing 777, some 1,670 kilometers northwest of Perth, after picking up several acoustic signals they believe are from the black box recorders. With the batteries on the locators now 2 weeks past their 30-day expected life, the focus may soon shift to trying to find wreckage using sonar and cameras on a small unmanned robot known as an autonomous underwater vehicle.